Murabitat is an Islamist movement of Muslim women, funded by the northern branch of the Islamic movement in Israel. The group organizes classes at Al-Aqsa Mosque, from learning how to read and write to university level, and Islamic tajweed, or the musical chanting of Quranic verses. Following the 1967 Six-Day War, Israel left administrative oversight of the Temple Mount, Al-Haram al-Sharif, to Jordan, which delegates authority to the Jerusalem Islamic Waqf. Israel maintains security control. A status quo was declared where Muslims have been allowed to pray atop the compound, while non-Muslims were allowed to visit unobstructed but not allowed to pray. In this context, members of Murabitat movement also keep an eye on Jews visiting the compound and who would be attempting to pray. Women from the organization disrupted several such attempts by shouting at the groups, cursing, and by physical assault. History. The parallel groups, Murabitan for men and Murabitat for women, were created by the northern branch of the Islamist group Islamic movement in Israel in 2012. According to Haaretz, their purpose is to harass Jews visiting Temple Mount. The groups run a daily shuttle service between the concentration of Arab towns including Al-Fahm in Tayyib, that is called the Triangle, as well as form the Negev and the Galilee to the Temple Mount. According to Israeli security officials, before the male and female groups were banned and the offices of the NGO funding them closed, activists were paid 3,000–4,000 shekels per month, with some of the funds coming from the Gulf states. Incidents. According to CBN, the women are paid to harass female visitors to the Temple Mount even when they're modestly dressed. In February 2015, a Jewish political activist group, the Temple Institute, released a video of United States Congressman Dennis A. Ross being harassed by the women of Murabitat. In August 2015, the women harassed a group of visiting members of the Congress of the United States, including Wahida, Evan Jenkins, Wahida, Trent Franks, Wahida, Keith Rothfuss and Mr. Jenkins' wife, Elizabeth Jenkins. Congressman Jenkins described himself as being struck by the level of intolerance and the confrontational attitudes and approach and actions taken by the group. He described the behavior of the Muslims on the Temple Mount that day as shocking. Minister Yair has asserted that the group's behavior leads to violence that could harm human life, declared illegal. In August 2015, the activists were banned from Temple Mount by Israeli Minister of Public Security, Gilad Erdan, during visiting hours. Earlier, the Arab League condemned the plan to ban the group. On September 8, 2015, Defense Minister Moshe Yair signed an order which declares the Murabitat group as an illegal organization. Sheikh Azam al-Khatib, head of the Jerusalem Islamic Waqf that administers the Temple Mount, called the decision totally unacceptable, asserting that the government of Israel had no right to intervene.